The problem with purity culture. Writing romance requires me to deal with the physical, emotional, and psychological aspects of relationships between men and women. There is a fine line between writing mutually respectful and edifying love on one hand and exploitative, self-seeking desire on the other. While some devout people demand absolute chastity in the romantic realm, I believe purity culture is both dangerous and disingenuous as an ethic for human relationships. Purity culture advocates typically blame women for inciting arousal in men, either by the way they dress, or by virtue of their body shape, or because conservative elements in our society like to place full responsibility for even unwanted carnal contact on them. The weight of moral disdain is also borne exclusively by women in this point of view. But let's pause to have a look at the red letters. You have heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. That's Jesus in Matthew 5:27-28. Notice upon whom responsibility for the sin of adultery is placed. Men play a significant role because the power relationships at play in physical contact between men and women are generally not equal. We men are most often physically stronger and more aggressive, yet advocates of purity culture ignore the counsel of Christ and excuse the masculine libido as a fire that can't be controlled. This is abject nonsense. And worse, purity culture values virginity in women as if the condition of never having experienced intercourse is the singularly most important virtue a woman can possess. Yet, we don't think of our wives and mothers this way. Why can't we value all women for virtues like intelligence, compassion, work ethic, wisdom, and the innumerable ways they contribute to our social, physical, and economic well-being? While it's true that women experience greater physical and financial risks with intimacy than is true of men, virginity in itself offers only one value that reflects an ancient patriarchal necessity. That is, establishing an inheritance line that runs through the father's side of the family. This is a social construct that is not reflected in every human culture. Many of our indigenous brothers and sisters come from far more egalitarian societies where family lines are reckoned maternally. So there is nothing innate about the patriarchal perspective that dominates Western society. Because I enjoy poking fun at sacred cows, I created a humanoid species for my novels in which protecting virtue has a biological imperative. Unlike humans, Lithians cannot help but mate for life. Once intimate contact is established between a couple, all feminine desire is directed at her partner. For this reason, Lithian courtship rituals are highly supervised and often last for decades. Brenna, however, meets Garrick while she's far away from her family and her father's protection. This creates a dynamic where the onus for controlling physical contact between the amorous couple weighs more heavily on his shoulders than on hers. He conducts himself with great care while in the company of a very beautiful woman who stirs his desire, not only with her appearance, but also with her character and intellect as well. The irony at play here is that he doesn't know the reason why it's essential to protect her virtue until after they marry. He behaves with personal integrity because he loves her and wants to honor her ethics. That behavioral stance reflects his own morality, and for those of you who don't already know, Garrick is a skeptic who doesn't believe in God. This is not to say there was no physical contact between them. I can't illustrate any of that without violating community guidelines, so if you'd like to know more, you'll have to read the books. The bottom line is that Garrick honored his beloved by accepting responsibility for maintaining self-control, while she recognized, appreciated, and admired his masculine discipline. He always made her feel comfortable and safe. By relating to one another this way, the young couple transformed the purity culture ethic from a paradigm of unequal power into one of mutual respect. If you find that dynamic intriguing, I have some books for you to read. I'm Robert of Deveran, author of the Deveran Conflict series. Learn more about Garrick and Brenna at the New Adventure website, www.newadventure.ca. It's adventure for your mind and romance for your heart.